rock star. I love to hear from you. Marcus, it's yes, brother. You should hype up football teams before they go out in the field. I'd run through a brick wall listening to you. It's great. I actually do that. I'm a chaplain for a football team, so I do that weekly. And I go and speak to other college teams and working on some professional stuff. So stay tuned. Man, that's so exciting. I could see them doing it, and you'd get me hyped. I could put my football gear on right now. I love it, man. I love it. It's so good to see all your faces, man. These are my people. You guys make my heart glad. Thank you for being you. Listen, today do something to your future self. Well, thank you for because you can. And now, I wanted to do the NBA introduction, but I have the privilege and pleasure of introducing to you someone who is incredible in every sense of the word. One of the most intentional humans I have ever seen. One of the most caring individuals who is pouring in her heart to leaders all over the world. And she has specific things that she does for women. Matter of fact, she got some big stuff popping off today that you'll probably hear about all week long. And I've loved hearing about it and meeting the women whose lives have been transformed and being able to share last week, care, and collaborate on such an incredible project and being able to literally change people's lives, helping dreams come true, helping people become authors when they've been stuck, and figuring out how to do that was extraordinary, and doing it in a literal paradise. And that all came from a seed inside of Crystallore's heart, inside of her mind, to figure out ways to help people live a holistically well life. And it is my privilege and pleasure to introduce to you this incredible, remarkable human being. Stay tuned, strap in your seatbelts, because I guarantee you're going to learn some things today. So, the one and only Crystallore Cruz, the mic is yours.
Oh my gosh, Marcus. Hello, happy Monday. It's so great to hear your beautiful voice. Miss you since leaving Puerto Rico. We had some epic adventures last week. I just caught the tail end of that. Thank you so much for the awesome introduction. My voice is a little shaky because we used it a lot last week, and just recovering and recharging. So happy Monday. Today is all about self-care and self-love, right? So when we go hard and we are always pouring into everyone and everything else, sometimes we have to take a pause. Sometimes we have to recognize what we need to be able to recharge, re-energize, and revitalize our life. So when you're traveling, when you have a launch, maybe you're an entrepreneur, maybe you're trying to go hard and really push through the launch date or something that you're going after, or a big project, right? We want to make sure that we have some good self-love and self-care. So we have some daily non-negotiables, which we worked really hard last week, right? Because when we are going after our big, audacious, bodacious goals, right, it takes a lot out of us. And we have what I like to call energy pie at the top of the day, the start of the day, every single day. We want to make sure that we have the most energy to be able to pour into everyone and everything else. And so recognizing the things that suck your energy dry, the things that fill your cup, we have to get clear on the non-negotiables of the things, the people, the places, the spaces, and the things that we can do to energize and revitalize our life. So this week, and talk about self-care, and I know that in Monday Motivation here in Breakfast with Champions is such an honor and a pleasure to be able to host the Health is Wealth segment every single Monday. Same time, same station. It's incredible. Sorry, Marcus, I'm not sure if you got kicked out, but welcome back. It was an incredible week. Thank you so much for collaborating, for saying yes. And I caught the tail end, right? I love that you said that what did you say about with your when you're oh gosh, Marcus, repeat what you were saying again about when preparation meets.
Oh yeah, success is when opportunity and preparation collide.
Success is when opportunity and what collide? Preparation. Okay, cool. I got to write that down 10 times fast. So write this down, because today we want to make sure that you're prepared. You're prepared for that next level version of you. All right. And so when when we go after our big goals and dreams, sometimes we do compare ourselves to other people. And we put people on pedestals and we think that we're not capable of going after the dreams and goals. But every single day, every single repetition, every single thing that you do is a combination of things that are going to help you reach that next level. And if you spend all of your time comparing yourself to everyone and everything else, it's sucking your energy dry of the things and the energy that you need to pour into the things that you need to do. Put your head down, put your pedal to the metal, and do the dang thing for you. So you get to design the life that you desire. And so I want to give you 3 tips today that's going to help you give the self-love and the self-care that you need to launch yourself forward, to rewrite the story, to stop comparing and start focusing on you. And I'm on a mission to help empower everyone on the planet put themselves and their health first for just 34 minutes a day, so we can reduce the stress and overwhelm of life and live a more fulfilling life. Because each and every one of us has 1,440 minutes in a day, right? And so if we were to take 34 minutes each day and say, you know what, I'm worth 34 minutes. So if you're in the chat right now, I want you to say, I'm worth it. I'm worth it. Say it every single day. I'm worth 34 minutes. So 2 minutes of goal setting and gratitude each and every morning, 30 minutes of movement, and 2 minutes of reflection and celebration at the end of every single day. That's the 34-minute mindset. It's quite that simple. It's giving yourself the gift of the self-love and the self-care that you need so you can pour into everything and everyone else. And we had this incredible experience last week here in Puerto Rico, from ink to impact. We had incredible authors, and some of them, they came to write a book. They didn't know they were coming to get more consistent health and wellness activities, right? And consistency and healthy food and great movement and connection and accountability and support. All right. So if you're an entrepreneur, everyone's like, oh my gosh, this is way more than I ever anticipated, than I expected. I came to be an author and I wanted to write my chapter. I didn't think I was getting consistency and workouts and wellness and the self-care and the self-love. So if you're an entrepreneur out there, I was like, yeah, because I know what you need. We're giving you the tools, all of them. And a lot of times we want what's surface. We want to be an author. We want to be a speaker. We want to be a coach. We want to write courses. We want to do all these things. But what we really need is the consistency. It's the self-love and the self-care and the daily activities, the consistency that breeds the results, the small needle-making moves each and every day. So I need you to treat yourself with kindness. Tip number 1, treat yourself with the kindness and the self-care white glove treatment that you deserve. So my daily non-negotiables are hydration, at least half my body weight in ounces per day. Now I'm a small human, so don't compare. I'm 4'11 3/4, tiny and mighty, right? But Marcus, we were literally climbing the mountains and we were underneath this waterfall and I was holding him up as we were right there under this waterfall. We were both wobbly, right? Tiny and mighty is right. Yes. Okay. But we know sometimes we need to hold out a hand. Sometimes we need to ask for help. I'll tell you, I had my incredible team member, Sandra, who booked the flight the night before and literally arrived here to help put on this amazing adventure and experience. I wasn't going to ask for help, and I did. And I reached out my hand, and it was an incredible experience. But there's so many times. So where in life do you need to reach out a hand? Where in life do you need someone to support you and hold you up when you're feeling wobbly? Where do you need the accountability and support? So the non-negotiables are hydration, right? So making sure you have the mental clarity, community, so family and community, reach out for support. Third one is movement. We got to move our body every single day to flush out the gunk. I wear a shirt sometimes that says it's cheaper than anger management, right? Sometimes you need it, right? But this is your preventative maintenance, your preventative medicine. Working out and moving your body each and every day for 20 to 30 minutes, it makes a difference on how you respond and how you react to people, things, challenges, illness, stressors, emergencies. When you're feeling wobbly or when you're actually shaking and you're in shock. There were so many times last week where I could have shut down. I could have freaked out. I could have panicked. And in those moments when I needed to respond, I needed the clarity. I needed the community. I needed the connection. And I needed to make sure that I was sharp physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. And it's because I have the non-negotiables, and it's because I have these tools in my tool belt to be able to give myself the gift each and every day to pour into myself and my health first. So I know I'm not going to get it right every time. I'm a human, right? And I make mistakes as well. But I know I'm going to do the very best I can because I'm pouring into myself first. So non-negotiables, hydration, community, movement, and last but not least, sleep, rest, and recovery. So you need to be able to recharge. Your body is like a vehicle, all right? So we got to top off the oil, check the engine. Last week, car broke down. Gigi, she broke down on the mountain. We were going up the mountain. We had to open up the hood. It was a very traumatic, stressful situation. We were climbing the mountain, and all of a sudden, power steering went. And then the brakes went, and the emergency brake went, and I'm gripping the wheel, and I'm shaking, and I'm panicking. And what are we going to do? What do you do when things go wrong? I flip the switch of the air conditioning. We have a 1999 Nissan minivan, right? There's 6 people in the vehicle. There's a line of cars behind me. There's a line of cars in front of me, and there's a pole behind me. So what do? I didn't panic. I didn't shut down. I breathed. I utilized the tools that I had in my tool belt, and I was postured, and I made snap decisions because I was clear. I was clear in the decisions that I had to make to respond in an emergency situation. So I flipped off the air conditioning, and the brakes ignited just like that. First, I prayed to God. Flipped it in a moment's time, just like that. Saved all of our lives. And we were able to, thank God I work out, right? I got sexy shoulder caps with Cruise Beyond Limits. We do 30-minute workouts, including warm up and cool down. I muscled because there was no power steering. I muscled the car. Everyone got out and guided me. So we backed it into a pole so that we didn't hit anybody else and no one was hurt, thank God. Now this is scary. It's even scary even telling this story. However, because I treat myself with kindness every single day and I pour into myself and my health first, I am postured and I have the mental clarity to be able to respond and react in difficult situations, in challenging times. Because one extra second of me freaking out or letting the foot off the brake when my legs were trembling and I was literally in shock in the middle of the moment, I had Sandra Marcus in my right ear saying, turn the wheel, just turn the wheel. And I was able to say, who needs me at 100%? Because I have these tools. I have these set of non-negotiables. I am more clear for when things go wrong because I know what I need. And so this is very important for you. You got to figure out what your non-negotiables are. What do you need to have clarity and connection with yourself? So when things go wrong or when technology is not on your side, I had technology issues this morning too. So what are you going to do? It's not about what goes wrong. It's about what you do next. If you make a mistake, it's not about that mistake. It's about how you bounce back. It's about what you do next that counts. When someone cuts you off, when someone betrays you, when someone talks, whatever that is, when someone hurts your feelings, when someone puts you down, when someone else does something to hurt you, it's not about that thing. It's about what they do next. It's about giving yourself treating yourself with kindness and others, giving yourself and others the grace and space to be in that comeback. It's about what you do next. It's about how you respond. And giving yourself the tools and the daily non-negotiables is so powerful. And this system works. I'm telling you, the work works when you do the work. When you know what you need, the rest, the recovery, I'm telling you, is so important. Getting your sleep hygiene in check, because you need your body. Oh, this is where I'm going to bring that loop around. The squirrels were fighting over here. So we opened up the hood to check the engine, right? The engine needed cooling down when we parked the car, right? So we ended up backing the car safely to hold us up from going down the mountain backwards. We had to open up the hood and check the oil, check the fluids, check the engine. We had to cool it down. It needed a restart. It needed to cool down. It needed to shut down for a little bit. So we took all of the water that we had in our snack bag and we poured it in as coolant to cool the engine down. Hydration. Okay, we need to make sure that we're hydrated and we're fueling our engine properly. It needed rest and recovery. It needed just a little self-talk. It's going to be okay, Gigi, right? But sometimes the engine needs to shut down. So if your tank is on empty and all the things are going and the emergency brake is going and you're feeling injury, you're feeling an illness creep in, or you have these little things, or you're reacting and responding negatively, consider, do you need to just back yourself up, pull up a couch, rest and recover? Take a day. Open up the hood, check the oil, check your engine, see where you need to pour in, see where you need some hydration. Maybe you need some movement. Maybe you need a little extra nutrition and some healthy meals, especially when we're traveling. I know my bags are always packed. I'm always traveling. But now I live in Puerto Rico. I don't have to escape anymore. It's the first time in my entire life. But when we travel, I know this firsthand. I spent the last 7 years traveling all over the world. And I haven't spent more than 2 weeks in one spot. Bags are always packed. So I know that my body's like a vehicle, and I know what happens when we travel and when we're going through stressful situations. Our body's going to retain the stress. And it's also going to retain water and salt. And here in Puerto Rico, it's really hard to eat healthy. Everything's salty, right? And then we're already dehydrated from traveling. Being on planes, you're already around all these germs, all the peopling, especially if you're going to conferences and things, you're around people. So we need to take a pause. We need to figure out where we're going to recharge and rehydrate, re-energize, because you're worth it. And sometimes just taking a day. So all of my guests left yesterday, and the last one left yesterday morning, Sandra. Put her on an airplane. I drove myself. Well, Gigi was broken down. She's at the doctor's right now getting work done. And so I rented a car. I could have used every excuse in the world to not go to this self-care retreat that I had planned on my calendar yesterday. So yesterday I rented a car. I made it happen. I rented a car. I drove 40 minutes to this other place, and I spent an entire day doing a self-care, self-love retreat for me. I was a guest myself. So I took a pause. Even though I was unplugged all week, I felt this urge to have to go back in, dial in, work, catch up, have all these conversations with people that I've missed all week. But I was like, no, I'm taking a pause. I need this. I know that I'm worth it. So I rented a car, went there. I did IV hydration therapy. So there are certain ways that you can replenish your hydration. So I did an IV, and then they had a chiropractor there. They had massage. Shout out to Diane. She gave me an incredible chair massage too. She was one of our guests here this week. So I'm giving myself the gift to recharge. I'm hydrating. I'm getting my supplements. I'm taking my vitamins. I'm resting so that I can come back stronger. And just taking one day. I know that that's what I needed. Okay. So number one, treat yourself with kindness. If you're just tuning in, say hello. I'll catch up with the comments here. So important. Yes, Diane, shout out. Oh my gosh. So number 2, don't be so hard on yourself. So one of the values that I have in Cruise Beyond Limits is fun. So we're all just a bunch of big kids, right? So when you see someone like Marcus Black and myself and Rachel and everyone traveling the world doing these incredible things, stepping into our God's given gifts and speaking on stages and traveling all over and hosting amazing experiences and creating more impact in the world, we think it's got to be grind. And yes, it's nice, like Marcus said. This is nice because we designed it this way. We get to choose the life that we desire. So don't compare yourself. How can you have more fun and play to put all the things that you enjoy together? I'm a diversity and inclusion consultant. I am a marathon coach and 26-time marathon runner and 50-mile race finisher. I am a fitness coach and personal trainer. I'm an emotional intelligence coach. I love to travel the world. I love a good beach. And I love fun and adventure and excitement. So why not put that together? So if you're out there comparing yourself and saying, oh, must be nice, there she is again on another island traveling the world. And then I have those others that are saying, you know what? I see you. You put all of your loves and experiences and strengths together and your God-given gifts to be able to impact the world and travel the world. I want that for me too. So this is what we do in Cruise Beyond Limits, and also with the From Ink to Impact experience that we had here last week. I hope you see yourself in our story to be able to inspire and help you move, not compare yourself. So figure out, well, let's sort it out. Let's get out of our head and have some fun and play and flow with your God's given gifts and your experiences and your talents and your passion and your purpose. So let's have a conversation. Thank you so much, Annette. Annette's dropping my booking link. Send me a message. I'd love to hop on a call. I offer 15-minute acceleration calls to help ignite your fire. All right? So you're worth it every single time. So don't be so hard on yourself. How can you have more fun and play in your life and adventure? Now, we spent 4 days last week together here in the beaches of Puerto Rico. We could have spent those entire 4 days working and grinding and pushing and writing. But my friends, it's in the fun and the play and the freedom and in nature. It's in the workouts. It's in the breaking bread and having, dance parties or taking walks on the beach or working out together or going out to eat and taking a pause and having fun. It's a balance and it's a combination of a combination that brings the creativity and brings the flow and the fun back into life. So we can have every excuse to just keep grinding and keep going. But where can you have more fun and play? And if you don't know where to start, let's have a conversation. I love to brainstorm. I love to come up with ideas, but you got to do the work, my friends, and you got to say yes to you. And like I said, we're all just a bunch of big kids. We want to have fun, right? We don't take ourselves so seriously. So in the workouts, I always say we make fitness fun again. So the work that we do in Cruise Beyond Limits and in my world with my clients, I help bring out that fun and playful side of you. I spent the last 22 years in the military. And I've been told sometimes to check my feelings and emotions at the door and my personality. I had to fit in. I had to shut down parts of my fun and play side to fit into places and spaces and rooms that just to get along and to fit into a certain box. No longer. So if you're finding yourself shutting off that fun and play side to push and grind and shut that off, you're probably feeling a little depleted. You're probably feeling a little overwhelmed. You're probably feeling a lack. You're probably feeling stressed and overwhelmed. Or maybe a little depressed or that anxiety is creeping in. So that get curious when you're feeling these things and say, you know what? Let's not be so hard on ourselves. Let's take a day and let's play. Right? We do some fun workouts and we do some fun activities, and it's part of the combination. I host vision board workshops as well, so we map out all the areas of our life where we need some fun and play in our life, where maybe some parts are missing that are going to help fuel you forward, to give you the mental clarity and the confidence to keep you going. And sometimes just taking a pause, unplugging, and having some fun and play, you're going to, look, it's funny. Sometimes if you don't, I challenge you, don't take your phone to the bathroom. Don't take your phone to a meeting. Check out, unplug, go have fun, be off the grid. Don't be locked to your phone. It's incredible when you quiet the noise and you quiet the distractions. What can come? The ideas are going to flow. Oh my gosh, I have so many incredible downloads when I'm in the bathroom, when I'm on the toilet. Yes, it happens. We call them shower and bathroom moments. Write them down because we get downloads, especially after we work out, or maybe when we're grounding in nature. We go for a walk on the beach, or you go for a run or a jog. It happens. And that's how the brain processes, and we call it a download. So make sure you capture that. But also, how do you give yourself the gift to not be so hard on yourself? Stop comparing and go out and have fun. It's incredible what could be unlocked. You never know what'll happen. And also, meditation and mindfulness practices are so powerful because we quiet the noise. And yes, it's a practice and it's part of a journey, right? It's not perfection. My brain is like, I'm not formally diagnosed ADD, but I think most of us that are going after a lot of big dreams and goals, our brain gets scattered and we're like, oh, I have undiagnosed ADHD. And some people do have ADD, ADHD diagnosed. But if you just have a lot of passion and drive and you want to accomplish so much, we have what I like to call spaghetti brain. And it's all gobbled up. And it's like, I want to do this, and I want to do this, and I want to do this. And like, oh my God, I'm so excited. And I don't know where to start. And then we're like, ah. And then sometimes what do? Nothing. And so what I love to do is help people unpack, quiet the noise, and sort out and map out the big idea and the ideas that you have. Most of you have 10 books inside of you. Some of you have 10 different ideas and you don't know which one is most important, where to start. So I love to do this work to help you navigate your spaghetti brain and help organize your brain in a healthy way to download, to be inspired so you can take massive action. So I've been building this online brand, the Cruise Beyond Limits brand, for almost 7 years. I started an online business in 2017. All right, so I've been doing this a very long time, so don't compare. I've built this massive thing in this funnel in this ecosystem of several different programs. But it started with one big idea when I almost threw in the towel. When I was so hard on myself because I wasn't feeling like I was getting traction. Because guess what? I wasn't doing anything because I was in analysis paralysis. And then I got diagnosed with cancer. I had surgery. And then 6 months later, I was like, I'm going to throw in the towel. I'm going to be done. I'm not going to do this business anymore. And finally, I wrote it down and I mapped it out. And I was like, you know what? What can I do right now with what I've got? What's one thing I can do? And then capitalize on that one thing. Do that one thing good. Do that one thing well. Feel the accomplishment. Get the momentum. And then add one more thing. And then add one more thing. So each year I have a goal. So 2021, I wanted to be a published author. I was a published author. 2022, I wanted to host a retreat. I've hosted now 10 retreats. And we have the next one in Costa Rica at the end of July. And so what we do in these experiences, right, is to quiet the noise, map out, unpack, unwind, have adventure, so we can have this spiritual and this amazing connection with ourselves to be able to say, what do I need? How can I recharge, revitalize my life so I can thrive and bounce back and come back stronger? So it's a combination of things. And so this is the work that we do in all of the programs in Cruise Beyond Limits. So we have a couple of things happening this week. Just want to share with you. So if you have any questions at all, please send me a message. I'd love to see how I can support you after today. But I hope this message lands with you and that you don't compare. You just put your head down, put your pedal to the metal. Don't be in analysis paralysis anymore. Start taking small action each and every day. So don't be so hard on yourself. Where can you have some fun and play? And so this week, I have a couple things happening. We're starting the 6-week shred. So it's a 6-week challenge where I help you unpack a lot of this in a very, very quick way. So small master classes once a week on a Sunday night. So these are live. Everything's recorded. And then we have 6 exercises to shred and tone and shape that midsection. All right, because we have 6 weeks till summer, my friends. So I want you summer girl ready, summer guy ready, whatever. I want you to make sure that you are doing small things each day. So it's 20 to 30 minutes of movement every day. Everything's mapped out. There's tutorials, there's how-tos, there's trackers in there. So the 6-week shred is 6 exercises to do once a day. On Sundays, we rest and we meditate, and we have mindfulness practices to make sure that we can bounce back stronger next Monday. All right, we have accountability and support. So if you're interested in that program, let me know. It's called the 6-week shred. So DM me the word shred and I'll get you access to that program. I've extended the deadline for registration till today because I woke up to like 3 questions, people saying, so summertime fine. Yes, thank you, Marcus. I woke up to some messages. Is it too late? So I've extended the registration till 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time today. And then it's go time. Anybody who's in there is in there, and it's like Vegas. What happens in that community stays in there, and we get to lean in. We have accountability and support. And then for the next 6 weeks, we are going to have an amazing, amazing community that we're able to lock in and network and support each other and cheer each other on. Okay, because we're not meant to do life alone. So there's something to do every day. Everything can be done in your own time. All right. There's plenty of resources and tools and trackers to help you set yourself up for success. Okay. So that's a 6-week shred. And then also I'm doing a 5-day bombshell boot camp. I do this once a month in my free community. I have a health as well for busy people because I create tools and resources to help you navigate this difficult thing called life and map out that spaghetti brain. Go after your dreams and goals. So this is what we do in Chris Van Limits. All right. So I have the free Health as Wealth community, and I'm going to be streaming at noon Eastern Standard Time in 1 hour. So I'm going to eat my lunch and then head over there, and I'm going to be going live from 12 to 1 Eastern Standard Time every single day this week. All right. So make sure you join that community, tap in, reach out, put your hand out, because sometimes you don't know what you need until someone's there to give it to you and gift it to you and give you exactly what you need, not necessarily what you want. So when you reach out and you're like, I know I want this. I want to feel good. I want to look good. I want to wear more fun clothing and more colors and less black. And I want to be in the pictures. I don't want to be behind the camera anymore. I want to create those memories. I want fun and adventure and play. I'm telling you, my friends, it takes one step, one rep, one day at a time. And it takes you sending a message, taking that courageous action and reaching out. Reach out that hand and create a new routine for yourself, a new community. Maybe the people in your circle right now aren't going after what you're going after. They're not going to understand. They're not going to get it. It's not their job. You got one job, and that's you pouring into you each and every day. All right. So with that, I know I'm the last one. I'm going to close this room here shortly, but I want to offer just a couple minutes. If anybody has any reflections or questions on anything that's on your mind, happy to support you. Before we close the room, I'll yield the mic here. Anybody on Breakfast with Champions care to share? Ask any questions? I see Araya here. I know Marcus is still here. Dr. Jeannie, hello.
Hi, this is Jeannie, and I just wanted to say thank you so much. This was such a, both you and Marcus together, really inspiring segments and great reminders. And I'm now stopped sweating hearing your story about going uphill. So pretty amazing. So thank you for that. Thanks.
Thank you so much. Oh gosh. Yes, it's always an uphill, right? And as soon as we get to the top of the mountain, we think we've made it. Guess what? There's another mountain to climb. And so every time we go after that.
Literally.
Yes, there is. Go ahead, Marcus.
No, like I for about not 7 minutes, that's an exaggeration, maybe 3 minutes, she wasn't my favorite person because how many steps do you think that trail is? I don't know, thousands of steps we took up, going up a mountain. And it was probably about a quarter of the way through when I realized this is about to be a long trip. And she said, we might be walking about an hour. But I didn't really think we was going to be going uphill for most of that. And yes, so we were. And then we're like almost at the end, and Crystal is like, we're getting to the top. You're almost there. So I'm thinking, oh yeah, it's time to really like go all out. So I get to the last little bit. So I exert every ounce of energy I have and just run to the top. Burst to the top. I'm excited. I'm out of breath completely. And she says, hey, see that other big, tall, incredibly ridiculous hill with that little castle at the top? Yeah, we're gonna go up there. And I really thought she was kidding at first, but she was dead serious. And then I was like about to just lay on the concrete and say, leave me here. I'm not going anywhere. But that's where, if you check my last IG post, we recorded a video and it's like, there's two paths to take. Do you take the easy way out, which is what I wanted to do, or do you take the road less traveled? And to Crystalore's point, there's always going to be another mountain. So you just got to be willing to climb, because if you never have mountains to climb, you never get to enjoy the miraculous views. And we had miraculous views that day because of the climb. So thank you for the push, Crystalore.
You are so welcome. So many incredible memories. And it's so hard to put that experience into words. And I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of all of us. And sometimes we don't even know what that next climb is going to look like. Actually, we're not that powerful. There's only one person that knows that what that mountain's going to look like. And that's God. But all we have to do is do our part and take one step at a time. All right. And so we're not that powerful to know what's to come. So we can't control everything of the future, right? So just take that one step and climb each and every day, all right? And so you never know how far you'll go if you don't try. So with that, does anybody else want to share anything before we close the room here today? Okay.
Well, I'm coming in late, and yeah, I've had calls, but I know that each and every time that I hear you speak, I know the power, and just in the 2 minutes that I've heard you, 2 or 3 minutes I've heard you, I know you're delivering more of that. And the combination of you and Marcus having, been exposed and knowing him on some level, hearing him for several years, I can only imagine the wonders of what you're creating together. So I just support that and encourage anyone and everyone to, as I always do, to make sure they're following you on IG as well as here, and just keep doing what you're doing, and you're a blessing. And that's really it just amazes me, the level of authenticity of people having the passion that they do, that have walked the walk and lived because your story, I'm not going to go into it, but we all know your story. And for those who don't know her story, be sure to find out her story by following her, because it's amazing. And yeah, that's all I have to say, sister.
Thank you so much, Trisha. That's so sweet. Like, you're going to put me in tears right now.
Dr. Jin, but that's okay.
Oh, I'm sorry. That was Dr. Jin. I'm sorry.
That's all right.
Okay. All right.
You saw the mics both flash at the same time.
I
so
did.
That's cool. That's all.
Oh, thank you so much. But that's what I want for you. That's what freedom's all about, I feel, is in being in true alignment. So here's what I have. If you want to be a speaker, first of all, you need to contact the one and only Marcus Black, because he's incredible and he extracts your passion, your purpose, your voice, your message, and helps turn your mess into a message in a healthy, positive way to inspire and impact others by sharing your story. And I have chills right now because he has helped me in so many ways, right? We don't just arrive at the top of the mountain. We're supported and we get coached, we get mentored. I have a therapist, I have coaches, I have mentors. I don't get there alone, and neither should you. But here's the deal. I have a 3x5 card with 3 bullets on it. That's it. No script. I always say no script, no fancy studio. I have 3 bullets. I fill in the gaps because I'm in true alignment of my God's given gifts and the purpose and the passion that I need to create impact in the world. And I know that one person needed to hear this message here today. One person just needed that gentle nudge to give themselves permission to put themselves in their health first, so that they can pour into everyone else. And maybe that was you that needs to just take a pause and back yourself up into the couch and unplug and unwind, so that you can bounce back and come back stronger, so you don't push through, because that's where burnout happens. That's where stress and overwhelm and reaction happens. All right. And then we're not living in our true purpose and passion. And then you don't get the zest and energy of life to live a more fulfilling life like you see here. Right. So all it is me filling in the gaps from these moments of the 3x5 card, living in alignment. Right. So I want that for you. So stop shutting off things, parts of you, pieces of you to fit into places and spaces. I want you to tap into your greatest potential. So that's what we want for you. And if you need support, please reach out. Make sure you're following everyone here on stage. Go over to my Instagram. I just did my first Instagram live yesterday. I was at this retreat. I was in the pool. I'm like, you know what? I took a pause and I'm like, I want to share this. I want to document this. So go over to my IG. I did a quick live. Marcus actually pulled up. We didn't even plan it. I just was like, okay, 3, 2, 1. First Instagram live. And I did it. It was messy. It was ugly. I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what all these things mean. There's like gifts and people are doing all this stuff. But now I'm going to be consistent. So go over and follow me on Instagram. Follow everyone here on stage. Just start. Start today. Do it messy. Do it ugly. It's worth it. And you are worth it every single time. So keep going after it so you can be more in alignment and learn more about yourself. And it's about the journey. It's about the climb every single time. So reach out. Not meant to do life alone. I'm going to close the room. I love you all. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Reach out if you need support. And hopefully we'll see you on the top of the next mountain, whether it's here in Puerto Rico or Costa Rica in July. Cheers, everyone. Have a great day. Cruise me on the mitts. Woo-hoo.
Thank you for that.
You are
Have
so
a wonderful,
welcome.
wonderful day.
Yes, you too. Cheers, everyone.